All right, here we go, guys. Fights with Friends live at Mike Sports Experience as of Tuesday, October the 1st. This Tuesday coming up. I don't know how my camera got knocked off, but I like it over here. Oops. Sorry about that. All right, guys, let's get serious. Let's get into this. The Seattle Seahawks invading the hometown Arizona Cardinals. Russell Wilson, in a losing effort, had 406 yards and 4 touchdowns just last week. The Arizona Cardinals, through 3 games, have given up 5 touchdowns just to tight ends. That's first in the league by a long shot. Seahawks 2-1, Arizona Cardinals 0-2-1. Kyler Murray leads the 0-2-1 Arizona Cardinals in this NFC West conference matchup. It's early in the season, but this is a big game already. Seahawks already losing, trying to keep pace with the NFC Conference champion, defending Los Angeles Rams. Keep on wanting to say St. Louis. It's Los Angeles now. And Arizona, a handoff to Chase Edmonds around the corner, and that's going to be close to an early first down, about 8 yards. Quick play here for the Arizona Cardinals. I believe they just doubled their running yards for the entire season. No, not really. But they got some young wide receivers. They got Trent Sherfield and Christian Kirk. Then they got Larry Fitzgerald, of course, a former All-Pro, 2nd and 2 here for Arizona. And they're going to run it up the middle and get about 4, almost 5 yards. First down, Arizona Cardinals. What? Mikey, nothing. Do I look like Walter White? Oh, man. That wasn't what I was going for. But oh, and Kyler Murphy is down. That is a sack. Kendricks, one of these 3 giant linebackers for the Seattle Seahawks, they put on the pass rush. That's going to be a key this week. It's one of the only things this defense hasn't done well this year is rush the pass, and with a sack already, this is not looking good for the Arizona Cardinals. 2nd and 15 for the Cardinals from the 32-yard line. And Kyler back. And that's going to be a reception for looks like probably about 7 yards. And we're going to have around 3rd and 8. What's going on, Ordinary Pete in the house? But he is anything but ordinary. I think it's extraordinary, Pete. Nice to see that. The heart and soul. Yep. That is right. Comedic genius in the house. Ordinary Pete, MMA or nada. And Kyler Murray back on 3rd and 8. And here comes that pass rush. Kyler Murray's got some legs on him. And he completes a pass to number 16, Sheffield. And that's enough for a first down. Kyler Murphy, very mobile in the pocket. Very much reminds me of a young Russell Wilson. And speaking of Russell Wilson, this is one of the first times in NFL history, I believe it's the first time anyways on NFL Fox, that 2 quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks, have faced off that are under 6 feet. Lateral pass there from Kyler Murray to Sheffield, and he's going to get about another 5 yards. And this Arizona Cardinals offense is running the ball very well so far against the Seahawks defense. Gave up the sack, but they dug themselves out. 2nd and 4, 11:50 left here in the first quarter. If you're just tuning in, we are just starting here. Snap for Kyler Murray. He's going to hand it off to number 25, Edwards, and or 29, excuse me, and that's going to be another first down for the Arizona Cardinals, who, I mean, they couldn't buy yards before this game. Now, all of a sudden, they're running around on my Seahawks. One of my subs counts for 10,000, says Committee Genius. I thought you were going to say you're going to make 10,000 accounts and sub on all of them. I can't tell you to do that. Oh, number 29 to the outside there again. And Edmonds going to pick up about 4 more yards there. The Arizona offense, 26 in the entire league. The Seahawks defense, 6 in the league. But so far, this looks almost reverse. This is like the upside down land. 2nd and 5 here in the first quarter. Very early in the game, though. We've got Hawks, 5.5 handily, but willing to take in game. What's up, Dave Keller? Good to see you, my man. All right. Oh, and a fake handoff there for Arizona. And he catches Fitzgerald on the outside of lateral, and that's going to be no gain or maybe a yard. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. I know some of you are fight fans in general, but it seems like a lot more of you were football fans than I realized at first before I started doing this. So I'm happy about that. I will take it. Kyler Murray back. Oh, and he almost finds a receiver just through the fingers of Fitzgerald and number 26. Shakir breaking it up, and it looks like the Arizona Cardinals are going to be kicking a field goal. Look at 26. Oh, just runs in to attack the football, and he gets it just barely. Football is bad to the bone, says Ordinary Pete. I like it. And the field goal is good for the Arizona Cardinals. And Cardinals with the first points on the board. Early here in Arizona. Arizona 3, Seattle 0. How's everybody doing this Sunday morning? There's 6 people watching so far, but it looks like almost all of you have hit the thumbs up. Whoever forgot to hit the thumbs up, go ahead and do it. Getting off of work just in time. Hopefully, I'm able to start to pull more people in for football games than 6, but tell your friends. Yes, football bad to the bone. And we got some football trivia as well. We're going to throw that out there. Tuesday, it all changes. Of course, it changes the name, but we're going to have a special show. I got a few surprises in store. You guys don't want to miss it. Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to be wearing something special. And it's going to be a trivia game like nothing we've ever had before. Be there or be L7. The angle of a square. You never know, Ordinary Pete. Is that a request? I don't think YouTube would like that very much. They didn't like my name Fights with Friends. I'm sure they're not going to like my fat rear end wearing a thong. Comedic already asked. He's been blowing up my phone. But, yeah, like I said, 3-0 quarter one here. And I guess I should put quarter one up, which I'm going to do while they're on the commercial here. All right, Russell Wilson back to pass, finds number 16, Tyler Lockett, for about 8 yards right out of the gate. Russell Wilson, 5-0-1 record at Arizona since 2013. He really likes to play inside these domes, and he got 400 yards last season. Of course, against, a different defense. These Arizona Cardinals defense, they are pretty close to last in the league. And here we're going to try to get this run game going. Number 32, Chris Carson, who unfortunately has had a fumble in every single game so far. Pete Carroll continues to push him as the starting back. He could end up doing it. We got Tyler Lockett as wide receiver. He's been around for a while. Rookie DK Metcalf and Jaron Brown. Tight end is Will Disley. Familiar face just re-signing with the Seahawks. Tight end Luke Wilson. He came in and had a couple big plays last week, actually. 3rd and 2, Wilson out of the pocket. And he finds number 18, Brown. And that's going to be a first down for about 6 yards. Oh, the Team Timmerman in our Fights with Friends League. I almost started Adrian Peterson, Ordinary Pete, and I'm glad I didn't. Because even though he's playing a terrible defense, I think he's just done. I think he's too old. Wow, who's got 134? Jesus. Somebody's blowing it up. All right, Wilson back in the pocket. Where do they go with this? Like I said, I believe they're going to try to establish the run today. And fakes the handoff. Wilson finds number 88, Disley, on the outside, and that's going to be about a 5-6 yard completion. Chiefs versus Lions. That game is on fire. Lions just went up 30-27. 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter. Ravens suck. Sucked down. 39.3 points alone. My God. All right, Russell Wilson, 2nd and 4. And I have Russell Wilson on my team, of course. Russell Wilson, he's going to hand it off. Number 32 gets a spin, a stiff arm Carson, and he's going to get a first down on about 8, maybe 9 yards. And they are mentioning right now, as I mentioned earlier, Chris Carson, the big thing with him, 3 fumbles in 3 games so far. There's some things they can do to work on running backs with that. Pete Carroll, I kind of felt like made excuses for him. Said that all 3 fumbles were, the defense made big plays and they were kind of fluke fumbles. I don't know that you get a fluke fumble 3 games in a row. Shot clock winding down. Russell's going to hand it off again to Carson. A couple yards here. Going to be probably about 2nd and 8. And if they do pass this, like I said, this rushing defense, 30th in the league. You got a rookie defensive end. You do have Chandler Jones at linebacker and Tyrell Suggs, lone bright spots for this Arizona Cardinals defense. A lot of these guys are getting used to playing with each other as well this year. 2nd and 5 for the Hawks. And Wilson back. Finds a receiver over the middle, number 88, Disley again. And he is to about the 12-yard line. Seattle Seahawks just doing whatever they want, whenever they want right now. They are treating the Arizona Cardinals like a White House intern. Look at that. Disley gets upended, getting smashed with a low hit there, but hangs on to the ball. Seahawks going to have the ball on the Arizona 15. 5:25 left here in the first quarter. Snap to Wilson. Over the top, very close. Metcalf almost brings that in. Good defense by Arizona. But I think if Metcalf the rookie would have pushed his way in there, would have pushed his body in there in the right way, I think he would have gotten that one. They're showing tight ends faced by Arizona. All of them have scored TDs so far. Greg Olsen led him up for 75 yards and 2 TDs last week. TJ Hawkinson, 131 yards on a TD the first week. Wilson back. Gets through the sack. Oh, throws up a drunk duck, and he's going to throw this one away. Over the end zone. What's up, MMA or Nada? And all of a sudden, the Hawks, 2-0 plays, and we're looking at 3rd and 10 on the Arizona 15. Oh, and I gave the Cardinals 3. I just assumed they were going to make... I just realized I gave them 3. They didn't make that field goal. It's 0-0. All right, here we go. 3rd and 10. Russell Wilson with the snap. Carson running a route. Wilson running out at the 30-yard line. Throws it up high into the end zone. Number 14 jumping. Metcalf not able to get it. And the Seattle Seahawks, I think that's a victory for the Arizona Cardinals. Defense, a little bit of a disappointing drive for the Seahawks. Going to have to walk away with the field goal after getting to the 15-yard line. A little bit of pushing maybe there by Jones. I'm okay with that. Let him play a little bit. Too many flags being called this year. And I believe he was playing the ball. Jason Myers, 1 field goal attempt this season. He missed it, but it was from 58 yards. The snap and the kick, and it is good. And the Seattle Seahawks take the first lead of the game, 3-0. All right, who's everybody's favorite team? What's going on, Rob Iman in the house? How's it going? You guys are here. The regulars are here. 10 of you in here already. I just started streaming a few minutes ago. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. I guess we're 23 minutes in, but I'll take it. Rob Iman, Niners. Niners, they're 3-0. They're looking pretty good. MMA Arnada says Packs, and Pete says the Giants. Later on today, we'll be doing the Cowboys and the Saints. I know Billy, I think Billy's going to be coming in later today. He had some errands to run, doing some Halloween stuff, I think. But I think he'll be in later. 40-25 Browns. Who's seen that coming? Oh, I kind of seen that coming. But I didn't say it before, so I shouldn't say it now. That's just a great matchup for them. Ordinary Pizzas, F the Cowboys. Love the NFL, Mike. Mike is cool, too. Thank you, Dave Keller. David Keller, I appreciate it. All right, 9 watching. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And I got a thumbs down. I'm going to come to your house. And I'm going to kick you in the groin. No, I'm just kidding. But who came in here just to give me a thumbs down? Probably when I was messing with my camera. Great fights last night. I was surprised. I was happy with the numbers that came in. About 2,000 views for a Bellator event. I was a little worried being that I couldn't even do the UFC because I was at work. All you UFC guys in here, though, we're just 6 days away from Robert Whittaker and the style bender Israel Adesanya for the middleweight championship. I've seen David Keller in here a few times, Ordinary. Says David seems sketchy. Oh, I got you. All right. Just kidding. All right, 4:59 left here in the first quarter. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, 11 plays for 52 yards, 4 minutes and 44 seconds, capped off by a 39-yard field goal. And the Seahawks will kick off to Arizona. And that, wow, that hits the goalpost. Almost a field goal there. But still going to take them to the 20-yard line. 4:59 left in the first quarter. They're showing Kyler Murphy, first 3 career games, 277 passing yards per game. 5th most in NFL, 25-plus completions per game. First player in NFL history to have over 25 completions per game in his first 3 NFL games. And to be starting as a rookie, that's very impressive. Russell Wilson for me has only gotten 1.6 yards so far. Thanks, Russell. Should have gotten that touchdown here. And Murphy out to the side catches David Johnson, the running back, for about a 3-4 yard pass. David Johnson, the second leading receiver on the team. 2 touchdowns. Just 4 touchdowns this season for the Cardinals, all on passes, 2 to Larry Fitzgerald and 2 to the running back. Kyler Murray back. Oh, and an interception for the Seahawks. Number 80, he's got it. Down the field, touchdown Seahawks. Number 90, and there is a lot of cheering in this crowd, Arizona. And that was Sweeney. And there, the whole team going to pose for a selfie here, right in front of the Seahawks zone there. It almost sounds like there's more Seahawks than Arizona Cardinal fans here. It's like a home game. And I got the Seahawks D. Hey, what do you know? What's up, David Keller? And I'm going to assume that they're going to go for the extra point and get it and change it 10-0. If somehow I'm wrong, I will change it. But I have confidence. David Keller says yes, and they will run a review on that. It's pretty much mandatory. Mandatory for every touchdown now and every turn down, I believe. Look at 90. What an athletic play. Run, big man, run. Excuse me, I said Sweeney, number 90, Clowney. Wow, a big man that can jump and run like that. I think he's about 350. Just getting the goofy energy going. Got some coffee finally. Nice. Well, you guys seen me stream Bellator till about 10 last night. For whatever reason, I thought I was going to wake up at 2 this morning. I think I set my alarm, and I must have shut it off. I don't know what the hell I did. But my wife goes, you know it's 4? And I'm like, all right, crap. I wasn't real upset. And then I went to work, ended up busting it out early, got some energy. That's Jadavine Clowney. Thank you, Ordinary Pete. I'm just getting back into football. Like I've said in the past, I didn't watch too many sports other than boxing and MMA for several years. That's not going to... Oh, that is going to help my fantasy team. I was going to say it helps my D. 19 points now for my Seahawks. An interception and a touchdown. So I will take that. Keeps Russell Wilson off of the field, of course. But who's 2019 Big 12? Oh, that's Alberto Munoz. I don't know if Alberto's in here, but spelled his name wrong. Wasn't he the first round overall a couple years ago when the Hawks traded for him? I don't know if he was first. He was right there in that first round. He was there towards the top of the first round for sure. Did you hear about failed UFC WME? Y'all gonna need to win this week for sure. I thought that there was a good chance it was going to happen. I have not looked at any MMA news today, actually, which is the first for me for probably a long time. I was trying to catch up on some football stats, learn a little bit about this Arizona Cardinals team. I heard there was a very good chance that that was going to be shaky. WME's got a lot of debt. UFC kind of their only bright spot. And it's UFC is the majority of the value now of the company that bought the UFC, which is strange. Endeavor IPO delay raises questions for WME. Shock and sadness after an IPA delay. Where does Endeavor go? Just looking at their, the numbers. Of course, I want to own a piece of the UFC. But looking at the numbers for WME, yeah, they don't look like a healthy company. Where does Endeavor go next? All right, here we go. Seahawks kick it off to Arizona. What's up, CJ Smith in the house? How you doing, my man? I'm doing good, man. Here watching my Hawks on a Sunday morning. Just wishing I would have brought a little bit more to drink in here, but halftime I might have to do that. Wow, and Kyler Murphy, he just throws a little pass there. Clowney with those big paws, brings it in with one hand, taps it to the other, and run, big man, run. Here comes Arizona with the ball again. Kyler Murphy, he's going to hand it off. And Isabella to the outside all the way to the 40-yard line. Number 89, Isabella, but there will be a flag on the play. Holding on the offense, most called penalty in the NFL. Just finished Ravens game, facepalm, go Hawks. What's up, the Drow? Yes, go Hawks, thank you. A lot of fouls this year. Of course, a lot of flags thrown. I mean, there's more. Those referees right now, they have more whistleblowers than Congress. And a handoff to 31. That's going to be about 4 or 5 yards. Yeah, they've been pretty crazy with the holding calls for sure. Bears have their old school jerseys. Oh, nice. Those are some great looking jerseys. The Seahawks old school jerseys, I don't really want to see them again. Those are some bad memories. We were not good when I was growing up as a kid. And we had nothing to celebrate. David Johnson, 11 rushes, 34 yards. Kyler Murray back, gets some time, finds a receiver on the outside, but he's going to get maybe a yard. Number 21, Flowers, shuts him down. And there's the replay. The line holds just long enough for number 85, Clay, to pull that in. But Flowers takes him one-on-one. And, I mean, he took him out. All right. Here we go. Kyler Murray back again. Plenty of time again, running in the pocket. Finds 31 on the outside, and that's going to be a first down on 3rd and 8, about 10 yards there. And Flowers got the great play last time. This time he gets burned. That was his assignment. He's covering the running back here, David Johnson. Like I said, is their second leading receiver. Second leading rusher on this Arizona Cardinals team is the quarterback, Kyler Murray. I was saying he's very much a Russell Wilson's type player. Kyler Murray, 7 for 9 today, just 46 yards and an interception here in the first quarter, and he hands it off. And Dave Johnson, he's going to get another good gain, 4, maybe 5 yards there on first down on the run. Second and 4, so about 6 yards. And You know the Rams are watching this to see how the Seahawks do. NFC Conference champions and our NFC West champions. Seahawks just a game behind them. Murray back. Finds a receiver, finds number 13 on the outside. Number 13, Kirk, for another first down. Arizona, no points on the board, but Kyler Murray, he's been chewing up the yards. If you have him on your fantasy teams, I mean, he's not getting any touchdowns, but Arizona Cardinals have got quite a few first downs already. Christian Kirk now 211 yards receiving on the season. Another handoff here by the Cardinals, number 31, and David Johnson, that gets shut down. Bobby Wagner, one of the lone holdouts, standing there next to another holdout from the old Legion of Boom, KJ Wright. Most of that defense got broken up, but still a few of these guys around. And I got to tell you, Niners fans, I'm sorry, it seems really weird seeing Richard Sherman in a Niner jersey. And over the top to David Johnson, and he is stumbling all the way down to about the 20-yard line. Big play. 31 yards. Kyler Murphy to Dave Johnson. The running back, just a little screenplay. And receiving running backs, that has been an Achilles heel for the Seahawks defense in the past, even under the Legion of Boom. Those little short screen passes, especially done through guys that can run. I like those ugly colors. Yeah, it's just Ordinary Pete. Man, I don't know. I like the new colors. We were just such a laughing stock for so long. I mean, you would get made fun of in Seattle for being a Seattle Seahawks fan. That's how bad it was. I went to school in Washington and got made fun of for being a Seahawks fan. I mean, our best players when I were growing up were Chris Warren and David Craig. The only the only player maybe any of you's ever heard of was Steve Largent. All right, let's throw a football trivia question out there. Everybody refresh your browsers. Got some people in there. And 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, guys. This receiver already receives my Idiot of the Month award. I don't know. I think it wasn't this month, but Idiot of the Year if it keeps going that way. This NFL wide receiver ended up missing significant practice and game time due to damage on his feet because he went into chirotherapy without shoes and socks. Ordinary Pete didn't even listen to me hear what happened. I just said idiot, and he's Antonio Brown. What's up, Mark Rowe? Bill Belichick brought me here. Yeah, sounds like that Baltimore game was not going real well for them. What's going on, Mark? In the house, and Ordinary Pete with the first question, 1,000 points on the board for the ordinary one, the extraordinary one. David Johnson getting caught up, nothing going there. Seahawks defensive line shutting him down. KJ Wright with the stop. Well, thank you, Pete. Kyler Murray, 9 of 11, 84 yards. Wouldn't be having too bad of a game if it wasn't for that interception. Murray back, throwing a big bomb to the end zone, and he overthrows the receiver. Sherfield having a little difficult time, I think, getting past Trey Flowers there. And, I mean, it's a good call. I think he just overthrows him just a little bit, and I think the defender just slowed his get up just slightly. And it is quarter 2. So that 14 minutes and 17 seconds left here. 16 seconds in the second quarter. Arizona Cardinals timeout. The Seahawks could have used a couple more timeouts in the first half last season. For those that didn't watch that, that was horrible. We had 2 timeouts left, about a minute on the clock, a little over a minute. They go into the 2-minute or minute offense, start running down the field. Then there's about 15 seconds left. Russell Wilson throws a 50-yard bomb to get it to about, I believe it was about the 20-yard line. And nobody called a timeout, and the time expired. Boneheaded play, and I got to blame that one on Carroll. Total yards, Seattle just 52, Arizona 114. But that shows you that turnovers make games. Usually whoever wins the turnover differential wins the game. Seahawks up 10-0. 3rd and 10 here for the Cardinals. And a lot of noise. There are definitely more Seahawks fans here than Cardinals fans, even though this is Arizona. And Murray on the run, close to taking a couple hits on the way. And he stays down for a second on the sideline. Pops back up, though. 4th down. Took the Seahawks -5. Oh, I think that's a good bet, man. When I seen that 5-point line, I was like, man, that's very tempting to bet. Because, I mean, honestly, they should win this. I know they're going to try to get the run game established. They're going to try to do some things. But they honestly should win by 20 points. Yeah, 5's a give me. That's a pretty surprising line. And the kick is good, and the Arizona Cardinals are on the board. Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks take the offense. And we'll see what we get. Let's throw out another trivia question. Commercial break. Everybody, hey everybody, refresh your browsers. And 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, guys. Second trivia question. The Miami Dolphins in the 70s were the only NFL team to ever go all the way through the regular season, win every playoff game, and win the Super Bowl. Only team to go undefeated the whole way. In the modern era, one other team went undefeated during the regular season all the way through the playoffs and lost in the Super Bowl. What team was that? Dolphins were 14-0, actually. There was only 14 games then. I believe 1973. David Keller, you are correct. It was the New England Patriots. And for a quick bonus, who was the team that beat them? David Keller, keep Arizona to 3. Yep, Mark Rowe. It was the Giants, and Mark Rowe with 1,000 points on the board. I believe it was 2019. That was that crazy season when Tom Brady and Randy Moss broke all those records. I believe Randy Moss broke the record for most touchdown receptions by a receiver with like over 25. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Till you got to that Super Bowl game, and then Eli Manning, who would have thought, shut Brady out. Yeah, I'm going to be betting quite a bit, I think, here with DraftKings here soon. So this is what I learned. To be legal on the betting. And I got a sponsor coming I'll be talking to you guys about, but it's all I have to do. Or is all you have to do is go to a state where it's legal. So I just have to drive to Oregon and deposit my funds. Then when I come back here to Washington State, I can make my picks because I've already done the money part of it. The money part was legal, and then the rest of it, I guess, it's different. WWE Friday Night SmackDown in 5 days. Is that the return of Brock Lesnar? They're showing Hulk Hogan. God, I haven't watched any of this in forever. I watched the last two WrestleManias because people wanted to watch them. Other than that, I don't know what the hell is going on. But I know Fox, after not taking the UFC, ended up going with WWE. Mark says, Helmet Cats. That's cool. Make picks in another state. Oh, can make picks. Yeah, like I said, I believe so. I just go to the website, and I go to Oregon, and they authenticate my location. I can deposit like $1,000, and then I can do whatever I want with it from here. And Seattle running the ball, nothing going there for Carson. All right, trivia. Pete, David, and Mark, all with points on the board. Linebacker Cassius Marsh is shown signed by Arizona after being released by Seattle in August. And he's got a little bit of beef with Seattle. He said this is a revenge game. 2nd and 11. Russell with the pass to Carson. Not going to be enough for a first down, but he's going to get me about 7. We're looking at probably a 3rd and 4. 12 minutes, 50 seconds left here in the second quarter. Yeah, that's the way you got to do it. And Oregon's pretty open. Chris Carson, 4 rushes, just 12 yards. Seattle's had a pretty hard time getting this running game going this year, but I think they really want to spend some time on it today because Arizona Cardinals is like, their defense is horrible. And Russell Wilson over the top finds a receiver, and he is running. He's got 2 men to beat all the way to the 35. Number 18, Brown, the sophomore, second year. Jerron Brown, perfect pass by Russell Wilson, puts it right on the fingers. And he gets about 20 yards after the catch. Great pass there for Russell. And here we go again. Russell again fakes the handoff. Time to throw. Over the top. Wow, I thought it was going to be intercepted for a moment, but over the head to Tyler Lockett to about the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Seattle. And taking 5 points, I think that's going to be a pretty good idea for you. I have Russell Wilson on my fantasy team because when I seen that matchup and how this Arizona Cardinals defense is playing, I was like, man, you guys remember the LA riots when they set Los Angeles on fire? That's what Russell Wilson's going to do to these Arizona Cardinals today. Wilson back, fade pass to 83. Moore cannot connect, though. 2nd and goal. And I know still mostly fight fans in here. Halftime, we will definitely do some pre-UFC 240 244. Is it 243 or 244? 243 coming up, right? Whitaker and Adesanya. All right, 10:53 left in the second quarter. Second and goal for the Seattle Seahawks. Wilson with the snap. Back. Finds a receiver in the end zone. Number 88. Going to be a flag on the play, though. Is this one going to come back? Hands to the face on the defense, and I hear my neighbors shooting off fireworks. You can't be behind on the DVR around here. Here in Seattle, every Seahawks score, these guys are lighting off fireworks all up and down the block. And again, I'm going to say they go for the extra point and make it Seahawks 17-3. And that 5 points is looking pretty damn good. Bunch of animals. All right. Wow, so just less than 20 minutes of gameplay so far. Seahawks already up 2 touchdowns, 17-3. I have a play and plug on your Seahawks tight end. That's pretty smart. Arizona has absolutely sucked. Just change if you're on a fantasy team. If the tight end is open, I'm telling you now. If the tight end is open and available, just choose the tight end that's playing against Arizona every single week. They cannot stop the tight ends. Was that Xbox commercial? That was not Tekashi 6ix9ine on that Xbox commercial, right? I'm probably wrong. I mix up my tattooed face rappers. But I know that guy just went to jail, and I know he had a bunch of crappy tattoos on his face. Picked him up and played him at flex. Oh, nice. That was a good idea. You already beat me on it, Ordinary Pete. Great idea, sir. See, you might win this week after all. And I'm up 80.9 to 51, 80 to 51 on Big Champs. So, hey, I might get a win too. Projected 133 to 107. It was in another league. Speaking of another league, Ordinary Pete, my friend running another league, because it's on the NFL app. Some guys I used to work with did a league. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And so he texted me. He's like, why did you leave in Saquon Barkley? You know Saquon Barkley's hurt. And he's like, what in the hell? So I'm like, I pulled him out. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's sitting on my bench. And then I remembered, and I was like, oh, wrong fantasy team. Yeah, I forgot to look at that one. And I'm playing against him, so I hope I still beat him. Disley, 9-yard touchdown catch. 6 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes, and 1 second. 4 TDs in the last 3 games for Disley. He has been a big bright spot on this Seattle Seahawks offense early in the season. And the kickoff, they're going to kick that out of the back of the end zone. Arizona will take it to the 20-yard line. 10:48 left here in the second quarter. In my pay league, my first 2 picks were T. Hill and Antonio. Oh, man. That sucks. I wonder if Antonio Brown is going to get picked up by anybody. Somebody said he was trying out for the Seahawks. I mean, I don't think we would put up with that attitude. I don't want that in our locker room. I mean, he's an amazing player, but... Oh, and Kyler back. Whoa. Pass over the middle to 31. Brown, and he is running. He gets past about 5-6 guys there. Stiff arms number 31 Johnson into Seahawk territory. Great play. Let's watch that again. Kyler Murray jukes 2 defenders. Catches number 31 who goes past 2 Seahawks here. Couple of good blocks by the offensive line, and there you go. David Johnson, 9 rushes, 87 receiving yards, 96 yards overall in just 20 minutes of play. Pretty impressive. So some good players here on the Arizona Cardinals. They just don't have the whole team to put it together. They've had some issues with this offensive line. As have the Seahawks the last several years, but their offensive line is not as bad as Arizona's has been this year. It's a good thing they have a mobile quarterback, but they want to keep him safe. Kyler Murray, and he's going to run for it now. Like I said, breaks a tackle in 51, and he's going to go to the outside there, and a first down run there for Kyler Murray. He's got some fast feet. Look at Kyler Murray if you're watching this on Fox, if you're following along. That's the snap, and he sees the hole, and he's going to go for it to about 5-yard lines. Breaks a tackle, Wagner, 56. He is just very quick. All right. Here we go. Kyler Murray fakes the handoff again, but number 98 coming after him, and that's a big sack. Mean Green all alone on the throne takes Kyler Murray all by himself. He said, I see you're a mobile quarterback, and I am a very large 350-pound linebacker, but I'm still going to catch you. And look at this move. Whoop! Oh, he's looking at 50, a little distracted, and wow, Green. That's like a takedown. Gets the single leg. And here we go. Dave Johnson churning through this defense again, though, here on 2nd and 18. He's going to bring it down to back to maybe 3rd and somewhat manageable. It's probably going to be about 3rd and 13. 8 minutes left here in the half. 9-0 St. Louis Cardinals. Bottom of the 6. Oh, almost picked again. Off the hands of David Johnson. 4th and 8, and Arizona is going to have to punt once again. Did the playoffs start? 9-0 St. Louis Cardinals. 3-0 Brewers top 7. I got you. I need Johnson to knock off all the running. Where's Tanya Harding's goons when I need them? Did you see that movie, I, Tanya? I didn't. But, I mean, I remember when it happened. 48-yard attempt, and the kick is up. And it is no good. That is the second kick missed for Gonzalez after being 9-0 coming into this. And once the confidence starts shaking for a kicker, I mean, you can go south very quickly. Best example I can think of was Martina Gramatica. Martin Gramatica for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, back on that world champion Buccaneers team with Warren Sapp, and Anthony McFarland, Derek Brooks. he was so on, they called him Automatica. Then he misses a couple, and he got something in his head, and he went from automatic make to automatic miss. And that guy was just never the same again. He could never get it back. AL wild card game is Rays at A's on Wednesday. Nice. Oh, watching Bochy's final game with the Giants right now. Playoffs start Tuesday. Nice. Hey, I could do a playoff game on Tuesday. That might not be a bad way to kick off the new channel. I have somebody making me a logo. I just got a message that he's going to need more time. I'm just going to release the logo and give it up, and you guys can see it later, but I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I have a vision for it, and I told this guy what I want, but I haven't seen any drafts yet. So we'll see what it ends up looking like. But it's amazing what you can hire people to do right now. Guys, I went over there to Fiverr. Fiverr, absolutely amazing. Somebody's working on my logo. $10. $10 on my logo. If it's a little more in depth, I'll give him a little bit more. But I mean, he's a great graphic design artist, and this is not just, a little bit of Microsoft Paint. I looked him up. It's like 700 and some people he's made logos from. 4.8 out of 5 stars. Fiverr's been very good to me, and I'm proud to have him as a sponsor. So if you're looking for anything you need done, basically digitally, if you're thinking about doing a YouTube channel, I know some of you also have YouTube channels, your Instagram, your Facebook, if anybody still does it, whatever it is, you can find somebody to help you out with something on Fiverr. And back to the game here in a second, but don't forget your first order on Fiverr with the Fights with Friends code, 20% off. And I've been forgetting to mention this. I can get in trouble. A sponsor mentioned it to me the other day. Just so you guys know, I need to say at the beginning, all sponsors on this show, when you order from the links, I am financially compensated. Oh, Russell Wilson sacked and almost fumbles the ball. He got blindsided by number 56, Suggs. Like I was saying, Tyrell Suggs, earlier, he is one of the lone bright spots on this Arizona defense, but a very good defender. Let's watch the replay here. And Suggs just beats the defender 76. He doesn't get the tackle. He actually knocks the ball out. There it is with the right hand. Knocks it out of the right hand of Wilson. Wilson recovers it. But on the ground, Tyrell Suggs, 135 and a half career sacks. And that goes down as an official sack. That's his first career sack against Russell Wilson. Tyrell Suggs, I would imagine for sure a future Hall of Famer. 3rd and 10 for the Seattle Seahawks. 6:13 left in the second quarter. And they're going to take a quick timeout here. Buccaneers going up 14-0. The 1-2 Buccaneers, they just scored again, 21-0 over the NFC West Championship Los Angeles Rams in only the second quarter. So Seahawks could catch the Rams and be tied for first in the conference with a victory. So this game becomes even bigger now. I like Adesanya over Bobby Knuckles. Call me crazy. I wouldn't call you too crazy. I do pick Whitaker, but only if he's 100%. And I don't know that he's going to be 100%. He's coming off a pretty brutal injury, and he has had a string of injuries. The snap, Wilson back. Runs it, finds number 88, but they stop Disley well short of the first down. About 5 yards on the play here, and great job by number 58 Hicks to stop Disley from getting a first down, and Seattle will be forced to punt. And Arizona certainly not out of this game on 4th and 6. Michael Dixon, the punter right now, going to punt to Christian Kirk, and Arizona special teams has gotten very few chances to run any kickbacks today. Flag on the play. And if this is on Arizona, Seahawks need 6 yards. If this makes it a 4th and 1, do they go for it? All right, so it's a 5-yard neutral zone infraction. That's going to make it 4th and 1, and we'll see if that changes the mind of Pete Carroll. He is a very aggressive coach, but they're showing punt 4th and 1. I wonder if they might end up calling a timeout and going for it anyway. Not on this side of the field, probably though. They're on the wrong side of the field. They are going to punt it. Oh, and he boots it all the way inside of the 5-yard line. Number 13, he should have let that go back into the end zone. I mean, if he was wrong and it didn't bounce in the end zone, it's only going to be, maybe a couple yards difference. 5:15 left in the second quarter. Arizona with the ball. Seahawks up 17-3. 49ers would be my first if the Rams lose. Oh, would be in first. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're in the NFC. Are they in the NFC West? They are in the NFC West. NFC West is tough this year. Give me standings for the NFC West. So, yeah, Rams and Niners 3-0 going into this one. Seahawks 2-1. And then, of course, Arizona 0-2-1. So big game. I said big game for the Niners and for the Seahawks. Who's the nine? When do the 49ers play? Oh, Niners. Yeah, Niners are on. Are they on Monday? No, that's next Monday. Are they on bye week already? Wow, that's early in the season. I thought they changed that, Rob Iman, to where they wouldn't have bye weeks until like the 6th or 7th week. I guess they haven't changed it yet. Maybe they just talked about it. All right, they play the Browns next Monday night. That might not be a gimme game, Rob. And we'll have to call that one for sure. And tonight, later, like I said, the Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys versus the New Orleans Saints. We'll be calling that one tonight. I know there's not too many people that are neutral on the Cowboys. Either you're a Cowboys fan or you hate the Cowboys. And the Monday night game this week, is it Bengals and Steelers this week? Yes, it is. 5:15 Pacific, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. It's going to be the Bengals and the Steelers. Arizona running it with their back to the end zone, trying to get some space here. Gets it to about 9-yard line. Looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 7. Toss back to number 31. Brown breaks a couple tackles, but there's going to be a flag on the play. That might be offensive holding. 4:53 left in the second quarter. Holding on the offense, number 74. And Humphrey's going to have a few words with the referees there, but I think he knows. Oh, he just tackled the guy. He just tackles the offensive lineman there. Just rips him to the ground. Yeah, that's definitely a hold. 2nd and 11 here for Arizona on the 4-yard line. Watch Seattle. They're going to put 4 men on the line. Put some pressure on Murray, number 98. Putting pressure on. He almost gets the safety. Murray's going to throw it away. That was very close to a safety. He was running for his life. And Griffin was the one chasing. Griffin was the one that got him one-on-one earlier. Look at Griffin just throwing defenders to the side. Very close. He was so close to a safety. Inches away. Ordinary Pete close. Yep, for sure. Under pressure tonight, Kyler Murphy, 17 dropbacks, 10 under pressure. As I was saying, this Arizona line is absolutely horrible. Kyler Murray back. Finds some time here, but he's in the end zone. And he's just going to have to throw it away to avoid the safety. He actually had an open receiver. Overthrows the running back, number 31, Johnson. And that's going to be 4th and 11. And maybe Arizona should have ran it a few times because they're going to be kicking it out of the front row here. He's got to be really careful because if the punter steps outside of the end zone here, Winslow, that's a safety. So he gets it, and he's going to kick it out of the end zone. He gets the kick off. Oh, and a booming kick past the 50-yard line. All the way to about the 57. Seahawks going to have great field position. But that was a great kick by Winslow because that's a terrible position to be in. So he gets it to the 53. But you got 7 yards in the end zone. So that's a 60-yard punt. Look at Gostowski this year. Missed another punt today. Damn. Bouncing back, quarterback winning percentage after loss all time. Russell Wilson, 80%. Above even Tom Brady, Andrew Luck, Joe Montana, Jeff Hostetler. He is first all time with 28-7. Quarterback rating of 123.2 this season. And Wilson, he fakes the handoff, and he's going to have an open field. Oh! And he finds Disley again, number 88, for about 15 yards. And Ordinary Pete, Disley's getting some points for you today. That's a good pickup. Picking up the tight end against Arizona. Disley making him dizzy. Willie Disley. 5 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown. 1st and 10, snap back. Hand off to Chris Carson. Not much there, maybe a yard. Going to be about 2nd and 8 or 9. .313, 3:12 left here in the half. And we're going to talk some UFC Adesanya versus Whitaker at the half. Seahawks just 22 rushing yards today. Done it mostly in the air. That is going to be something they're going to have to figure out if they're going to contend in the playoffs this year. Their running game has been atrocious. And Wilson hands it off to Carson again, and Carson powers through, and he is going to get a first down. A gain of about 6.5, 7 there by Carson. And Seahawks going to run a little clock off. 2.5 minutes left here in the second. They're going to try to run some time off, and then before they score another touchdown. I mean, that's their plan. Not saying they're going to, but Chris Carson not getting a lot of yards today, getting a lot of carries. And that's going to be the 2-minute warning here in Arizona. Seahawks up 17-3. All right, let's throw a trivia question out there. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, I'm looking for a specific play here. This was one of the biggest comebacks in the history of the NFL. It's called the Music City Miracle. What team was it that pulled off the Music City Miracle? It was a series of laterals in the NFL with no time on the clock that resulted in a touchdown. Pulse Reloaded in the house. What's up, man? You get your picks out for UFC Adesanya versus Whitaker yet? It was not the Rams. It was actually in the playoffs. I'm sorry, it was a wild card playoff game. No Saints. Yeah, no, not the Saints. I believe this team was not... I'm not sure if they were known by something else at the time. They used to be known under another name, though. Working on your picks now. All right. It is not the Steelers. Make sure and post them. Make sure and post a link on the channel, Post Reloaded, so everybody can watch it and look at picks. Everybody check out Post Reloaded's channel, too. He's been here for a very long time. He just does like a quick UFC pick, some other videos there on his YouTube channel. Make sure and go and support him because he's supported us for 2 years or more now. Since the beginning of the channel. Ordinary Pete, the Houston Oilers, you are correct. Now known as the Tennessee Titans. All right, Pete goes up. First one with 2 right today. Hand off to Carson. He's going to run to the outside. Get maybe about 3 or 4 yards there. I'm still not encouraging people to pick up Carson for their fantasy team. But, so 1,000 points for Mark, 1,000 for Dave, 2,000 to Pete. Minute 53 left in the half. Seattle Seahawks with the ball, 2nd and 4. Yep, I remember that. I remember that, Ordinary Pete. I remember the old VHS tapes. You know what else I had? Was it Greatest Moments of the 80s. That was an awesome... Oh, and here's Carson through the middle on 2nd and 4, and that's going to be a first down for the Seahawks. Now we're getting the ball rolling. This is what Carson needs, these reps. Even though I want to win my fantasy team, I got Russell Wilson. You know, I also got the Seahawks defense. They always say, you know, never stack it with players from your own team. But Wilson was my only player. Then I ended up picking up the Seahawks defense later because I I don't think I drafted him. I think nobody had him. And Wilson with the handoff to Carson again, and he's going to break inside the 5 with another first down. Number 32 getting it going here. 1:05 left in the half. Just smash mouth football, center left guard. 10 rushes, 54 yards, 5.4 average. Anytime you get more than 5 yards per carry, you're tearing it up. If you stay with it for a full game at least. All right. Carson going to take a rest, and Wilson is going to hand it off to number 22, Procise, who's going to lose a yard here. Procise at one time was touted as the possible starter for the Seahawks, and then there was a little bit of talk after Carson had fumbles in all 3 games at the beginning of this season. Pete Carroll said he's still very much dedicated to Chris Carson, and I'm not so sure Procise is a starting running back in this league. Cup needs to get it going for me. That, so mama be. Perfect could be suspended yet again. Perfect. Who's that? I'm not sure who that is. Sorry. All right. 2nd and goal. About the 6-yard line here. 4, 3. Wilson back, and he's going to pass to the end zone. Number 14. Great defense there by 27 of the Cardinals. Knocks it away. He's on the rookie Metcalf here. And Metcalf, the taller receiver, gets up, jumps. He's got hands on the ball, but the receiver just playing with the whole time, rips Metcalf's hand down, which is completely legal by the time he's touched the ball. Knocks it out. Great defensive play there. 3rd and goal for the Seattle Seahawks. 25 seconds left in the half. Doesn't look like Arizona will get the ball back. Are they going to snap it in time? Barely. Big pressure. Wilson throws it. Almost intercepted. Should have been intercepted. That was right on the hands. Russell Wilson throws it in triple coverage. And number 33, Murphy Jr. is the one that taps it down. But let's watch this again. You got a lot of defenders all in the same place. Wilson, he's got time here, but... Oh, yeah, and 33 just cuts off the route. Beautiful. Beautiful knockaway. Not unlike the play when the Patriots intercepted it in the end zone in the Super Bowl to defeat the Seattle Seahawks. That moves them up 20-3. Has a history of dirty hits. Oh, Raiders linebacker right here. You hear power realize you. Damn. All right, and the Seahawks take a 17-point lead, 20-3, and 17 seconds left on the clock for these Arizona Cardinals. And I don't think Seattle is going to give them a chance to run this back. I wouldn't imagine. Nick Chubb there for the Browns, 165 yards, 3 TDs. My God. Kerryon Johnson, 26 rushes, 125 yards. Frank Gore from back in the day still doing it for the Bills. 17 rushes, 109 yards today. Derrick Henry, 27 rushes, 100 yards. That's your 100-yard rushers so far for today. And I had one guy on there on my fantasy team. Carrying Mike at halftime. Thoughts on UFC BMF belt? All right. I will give them. And I'm a little worried now. I'm tired, but I don't want to take an energy drink because I want to be able to sleep between games. I hope they run, even though I'm enjoying myself, I hope they run through this game quick enough for me to get a short nap before the Sunday night game. And Arizona's just going to take a knee here. They're going to get the ball back anyways. Seattle going to go in 20-3 in at the half. All right, let's talk some UFC. Thoughts on UFC Bad Mother belt, David Keller? When I first heard Dana White saying he was going to make it, I was like, ooh, that takes away the legitimacy of this thing. Because these guys are, they're the anti-establishment guys, Masvidal and Diaz. They're, the reactionary guys. They're, talk smack, get hit kind of guys. And so that seemed a little disingenuous from Dana. And then at one of the press conferences, when somebody mentioned it to Nate Diaz, he says, I made that mother. So I catch him a little more slack at that point. Because if Nate Diaz is the one that's telling them to make it, then maybe they can spin that a little differently. Yeah, it still is weird. I agree. It's weird. It's weird they're making another belt, and it's almost like Dana's like I don't know if it's Dana or somebody at WME or somebody at ESPN, but they're like, everybody has a belt. Every main event has to have a belt at the pay-per-views, and that's just not the case. And they were not wanting to do this fight, so now Dana makes a belt. So now it's kind of like, okay. I mean, we had the one earlier during the year with the double interim championships. Ended up being an incredible pay-per-view. My God, Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway and Kelvin Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya. Double main event. I mean, that Holloway versus Poirier, that's still my fight of the year. And we're coming into October here. Tony Ferguson said he has news coming. Think he got the title shot. I think he does. And I got a little news. I did want to talk about that. Negotiations have been underway for about 5 days, according to inside sources from Khabib Nurmagomedov's camp and Abdullah's his manager, Abdulaziz. Khabib is pushing to get that match in Russia, and it looks like, I believe that deal is done. It was about 80% done. They said 80% done about 5 days ago, so I'm fully expecting the UFC to announce Khabib versus Ferguson in Russia here very soon. Probably first of the year, because they got to get it in before Ramadan. So it's going to be in January or February. Also turning Ferguson into the type of guy that responds to the bat signal with a text message. Think Ferguson versus Khabib will be booked for the Super Bowl card. Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point, Rob Iman. Yeah, I think you're correct. But it's gonna be in Russia, most likely. Khabib's really pushing it to be in Russia. He really wants to have his father there. He only wants a few more fights before he retires. But I know that's one of the big sticking points. The reason it hasn't been signed yet is that Khabib said he wants it in Russia. What's up, Mark Rowe? Oh, you must have to refresh, man. Are you answering the trivia still? That was like 30 minutes ago. Make sure and hit that F5 and refresh. Your stream got behind, man. That happens. All right. And the Whitaker Adesanya, but I'm going to put up the the poll here tomorrow, I only get 3 notifications per YouTube every 24 hours. And I don't know if the posts count against it or not. So I don't want to put up the poll within that 24-hour thing because I'm going to have one more stream tonight for the Sunday Night Football game. 14-3 Broncos. Wyatt will be happy. Or excuse me, Billy will be happy. Wyatt's a Seahawks fan. Billy is a big Broncos fan. And speaking of Billy Hughes, I haven't seen him. He was out, I guess he was out doing some Halloween shopping and stuff. 88-yard touchdown run earlier today for Nick Chubb. Wow. Cleveland Browns 40-25 over the Baltimore Ravens. And that's always a big rivalry there between Cleveland and Baltimore. Not only will Tony fight in Russia, no problem, but he'll also resurrect all of Khabib's ancestors so they can attend front row. Oh, I love it. Tony is a beast. He will beat Khabib, says Mark Rowe. He would get that message in 30 minutes. Oh, yeah, this is true. 7-0 Bears, says Rob Iman. I'm going to check in on my fantasy team real quick, but let's throw a trivia question out here real quick. And then we'll talk some Adesanya Whitaker. Everybody refresh your browsers. And 5, 4. Kerryon Johnson, 25 rushes, 125 yards. I got him on my team. All right, guys, here we go. Going back old school to the Ultimate Fighter. Many doors were destroyed. And I will say they probably weren't the toughest doors in the world. Who was the first fighter ever on the Ultimate Fighter to bust through a door? And yes, I believe he was intoxicated while he did it. Who was the first fighter to bust the door on the Ultimate Fighter? Oh, Ordinary Pete, you are correct, but I need a name. I need a name. He's in bare knuckle right now. He actually has it was either an 8 or 9 second knockout over Vanderlei Silva, if that helps anybody. He also fought Vanderlei Silva on Silva's debut on Spike. Benny B, you are correct. Benny B's been hiding out. Chris Lieben. You are correct, my friend. Couldn't remember. I knew you knew who it was, but I had to get the name, man. Yep, Chris the Crippler. What's up, Benny? Good to see you, man. And Marinatus' Rampage. Rampage did break down a door, but he wasn't the first in that season against Rashad Evans. All right. Jesus, Peter. Oh, that's great. All right. Let's talk some UFC. It was Lieben, but somebody already got it, MMA. All right. Let's bring up this card, which is just 6 days away now. This is like another one. It's like we've been talking about it here and there, but it's kind of like it is kind of hard to believe that it is here. Champion versus champion. The interim champion, Israel Adesanya, challenges champion Robert Whittaker, UFC 243, Melbourne, Australia. And I'm going to bring it up so you guys can see what's on the screen. And anybody coming in looking for a score on this game is going to be like, what the hell? But I cater to the hardcores. Guys that have been here from the beginning, so don't think for a second, like when some people were thinking that Fights of Friends is going away, don't think for a second that I am going to cut down on the amount of MMA coverage. I would not do that to you guys. Saturday, October 5th, next Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Thank God it's at a regular time, or I'm not going to be working. I like that everybody gets to watch it at a good time. The only issue I have with it is that I can't call it while I'm at work. Ji-Yeon Kim versus Nadia Kazem. It's really the only highlight on the early prelims. Then you go to the prelims. You got Callan Potter and Make Patolo. Megan Anderson comes back. Not too many women's featherweight out there, of course, against Zara Fern dos Santos. Justin Toffa at heavyweight faces Jorgen De Castro. If you're trying to put a name to a face for Jorgen De Castro or a place to a face, it was on Dana White Contender Series, the beginning of this season. I think it might have been episode 1, where he stopped a guy in the first round with a leg kick. Jake Matthews versus Rostam Akhman. Let's go to the main card, though. Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington. I believe this fight has been scrapped. I'm not sure if they rebooked somebody else, but I believe it was Raquel Pennington that was injured. Somebody will let me know here, I'm sure, or I'll look it up here in a minute. I'll see your guys' comments here in a minute. Luke Humea versus Diego Lima. That's a great welterweight bout. Tai Tuvas, always fun to watch at heavyweight, versus Sergey Spivak. Dan Hooker, this guy can hit. And Big Al is always fun to watch. The real estate man, Big Al Iaquinta, there at lightweight. And then finally the main event for the the middleweight championship. Israel Adesanya, #1 contender and interim champion, versus the world champion Robert Whittaker. I should say interim title holder, not interim world champion. It's interim title holder, I guess. But interim title holder Israel Adesanya versus world champion Robert Whittaker. And I'm just going to update this to say half. Real quick, and then I will be looking at your comments. Seahawks looks like they're well on their way to moving to 3-1. BMF Belt is the greatest. Need to cut back on MMA talk. Markov. Yeah, I don't think people would be very happy if I cut back on MMA talk. Fuck, Jesus, Mark. There's a grease fire in my kitchen. Can't find the water. Oh, Jesus. I hope you don't really have a grease fire in your kitchen. Oh, my God. Holly Holm out. Thank you, Mark Rowe. I knew that fight was off. Oh, Jesus. Peter, put that out. Stop typing. That excessive celebration by James Gallagher after he beat the Baskin Robbins Clark. Should get a penalty. They should fine him for that, right? Cringe more than Triple C. Yes, all right. Let's throw another trivia question out there before the half. We'll make it a football question. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and Arizona kicking off. But the question is, who was the first what running back passed Walter Payton for all-time rushing leader? What running back broke Walter Payton's all-time rushing record? It was, I believe, less than 10 years ago. It's a modern era guy. Ordinary Pete, you are correct. It is Emmitt Smith. Through a fire. I really hope your kitchen is not on fire and you're here answering trivia questions. Peter's house burns down and he's just answering trivia questions. Why didn't you stop the fire? I wanted to win the trivia game. Wilson over the top to number 88. Disley again. 2nd and 5 for the Seahawks. On your browser, it probably says you were first, Mark Rose. Sometimes it will. If you refresh it, it'll give you the correct order because you guys were within a few seconds of each other. Hand off from Wilson to number 32, Carson. He's going to break through all the way to the 36-yard line. He's limping a little bit. Hopefully just like a leg cramp or something. CJ Procise coming in. Let's watch this replay. Hopefully Carson didn't injure himself. Bad angle. Oh! So the defensive lineman falls on that ankle and slides with all the weight. Hopefully something didn't get injured there. But yeah, Ordinary Pete with the 7th. Gets the 7th question. 3,000 for Pete. Pete, you're my nemesis, Marco. Yep. Grease fires need dirt or sand to put out hot water. Oh, thank you. 13:47 left here in the third quarter. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. And he's going to hand it off to number 22, Procise, who gets rolled up and taken home. That's a loss of about 5. There's a reason. I say CJ Procise is not an NFL starting quarterback. I'm really glad we got Chris Carson. They gave Procise his chances the last couple years. This guy is just not at the level. You see the cut there. He's a step behind. Nothing against the guy. But this is sports. This cuts through all that PC crap, and we get to say who really is the best. And a completion to number 18, Brown on the outside. Wilson on the run. 13 minutes left. It will be 3rd down. Here for the Seahawks, about 3rd and 5, 4.5. More as a crony. All right, here we go. 3rd and 4. Anybody who hasn't hit that thumbs up button yet, go ahead and hit it. Thank you for all the thumbs up, guys. I think most of you got it, if not all of you. Wilson back. Oh, and he's going to take it, and he's going to take the sack. Number 43, Hassan Reddick, gets the sack. Career high of 12 tackles last week. So there are a few bright spots on this Arizona defense, even though it is the last in the league. Once these guys get used to playing together, Tyrell Suggs, Reddick, A couple other ones, I don't think they'll be quite last. Seahawks are going to punt. Christian Kirk's going to take it, and he's going to run with it from the 18. Oh, to the 20, back to the 18. And number 36 stops him. He might have got a yard. All right. It is not DoorDash here. It is Grubhub, guys. Make sure and use your Grubhub. Rogan's got the DoorDash. Grubhub, great sponsor of Fights with Friends and giving you a great hookup, guys. Grubhub coming strong with $12 off your first order of $20 or more, and they deliver beer. How cool is that? I've gotten beer with my Domino's. Now I just see Pizza Hut has got beer there. You can get it delivered through Grubhub. So take your $12 from Grubhub on that first order, and after you do it, tweet at Joe Rogan. Give me my $7 back, because he only gives you $5 over there on DoorDash. Tell him, where's my $7? Seahawks 20-3. Oh, paper on Roman culture. Nice. That is one of my favorite subjects. Anything history, pretty much. Grubhub, food for thought. I like it, MMA or nada. Very good. All right, guys. This is a blowout, 20-3. I appreciate everybody being here. I think I might, since this is a blowout, though, I think I am going to cut this one short so I can come back for Sunday night, 5:25, take a little nap. And I'll be back at 5:25 for the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. I have confidence in my Seahawks that they can finish this one out. DoorDash is better. Yeah, they both have a lot of restaurants that they cover. I don't know Grubhub's area for your. I should. See you guys in a bit. Oh yeah, finish your paper. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and hit that like button if you haven't. Before you leave, don't forget October 1st, Fights with Friends becomes Mike's Sports Experience. And 5:25 tonight, we're going to have the New Orleans Saints taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, you got the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Until 5:25, I'll see you in a few hours, guys. Until then, as always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.